Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about how to dry flowers flat for arts and crafts. This is my wallet and it's made entirely out of dried flowers and tape. You see, my mother's dried flowers and kept them in their shape. And that's one way to dry flowers, but I don't know anything about that. First thing you want to do is take your flowers, and it's easiest to take flowers that are flat already. Like right here I have a periwinkle. There are some others that I don't recommend drawing flat at all, such as a daisy or like a black-eyed Susan that have the big thing in the middle. I'll insert a picture. So those are never going to dry flat. You might individually dry the petals, but you can't dry the whole flower. This is a bit of an azalea. It has all the sex organs in the middle. So you want to take all of those out and then just find a notch, and it should be really easy to split down the middle. And then flatten it out. And don't worry if you make little tears, but you're going to want to try to keep it as intact as possible, but still make it flat. So then you'll have a flat flower like that. And then what you want to do, put all your flowers in between two paper towels like that. And then put it in a big book. I use the physician's desk reference. Then you just want to turn it over. So now the flowers are down here on the bottom, and they'll be weighted down. And I've had this down there for about an hour. I'm going to take a plate. I put both paper towels with the flowers in between it. And now what I'm going to do is put them in the microwave. Just like that, you want to put it in for about 30 seconds. So they've been in for 30 seconds, and they look like this. So they've dried a little bit, but now I'm going to flip them and dry them for 30 more seconds. Drier still. Okay, so make sure they're all separated. If it still seems to be kind of damp, you can do another 30 seconds. But you don't want to do it any longer than 30-second increments because it's such a small amount of material you're putting in the microwave, you don't want anything bad to happen. So 30 seconds at the most. Okay, now there's just a little bit of moisture left. And you want to have that little bit of moisture so it has some pliability when you set it to dry in the next step. So now just the edges are starting to be really dry, and the middle part is still kind of wet. And that's perfect. That's where you want to stop. You don't want to go anymore. Don't go another 30 seconds. And then what you do is put it back in your book. So I put it back in there. You will put it back in your book, and then you want to store the book flat. Just make sure that there's no chance that it can open. So you want to store the book flat and make sure there's weight on it. You want to store it there for a while. I would say at least a week, because there's so many different flowers throughout the whole summer, the spring, summer, the fall. I like to start drying in the beginning. I keep those, and then I keep going back and getting the new flowers and then drying them, and then at the end of the summer, that's when I do all the arts and crafts. Just keep them in the book as long as that. Longer is better than shorter. The reason to do all this, instead of just putting them into a book and letting them dry for a long time, is that if you dry them faster and take out as much water as possible faster, then you're not going to lose any of the good colors. This is especially important if you're drying leaves, because leaves have the most water and they have a lot of vasculature. Just make sure you know it's okay to take the flowers. And just remember that flowers do die, so what a great way to preserve them. I hope this was helpful. It was hard for me to show it, but I'll try to show it again. Maybe when other flowers come up, I'll show different techniques on getting them flat in the first place, and so you'll be able to use more and more flowers, as I am able to use more and more flowers. If I think of more tips, I'll show more tips along the way. And then at the end of the summer, I'm going to show different ways to use the dried flowers in different projects. So if you have any ideas or requests, leave a comment, and I'll try to work them into what my video will be at the end of the summer. I hope this is helpful. Thanks for watching. Happy flower drying.